Hey, what's up everybody? TooTallToby here, and today I'm going to show you a little shortcut that you can use when you're creating lofts. It's really helpful. This has to do with derived sketch as well, so if you're not familiar with derived sketch, take a look at my other video. It's called Quantum Entanglement, and it talks about how derived sketches work, but this is a little bit more focused on the idea of how to flip a derived sketch using the Modify Sketch tool. So we can see here we've got a guide curve called Ellipse. A lot of times what I like to do is when I'm creating a loft, I'll change the color of the different elements. Here you can see we've got a sketch called Profile 1 Short, and then we've got a second sketch here that we've got called Profile 2 Tall. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make an exact copy of this sketch, but we want it to be over here. And this is where we can use derived sketch. The cool thing about derived sketch is that anything you do to the original sketch automatically shows up on the derived sketch. So I'm going to take this profile 1, and then I'm going to hold control, and I'm going to choose the front plane. I'm going to let go of control, and I'm going to use the command insert derived sketch. This command is only available when you've done that pre-selection. Pre-select a sketch and pre-select a plane. So insert derived sketch, and there we go. Now we've got an exact copy of this sketch. And what do I mean by an exact copy? What I mean is if I go back here to the original and I make a change to the original, even adding geometry, that change will automatically show up here in the derived sketch. So that is a good thing. The problem is what we really want is we want this derived sketch to be flipped so that we can do the loft and wrap the loft all the way around. This happens a lot when you are working with derived sketches. So let me get rid of that circle, and then we'll talk about how to accomplish that. So here you can see we can go into the derived sketch, and this is a spot where we can use the command tools, sketch tools, modify. Now we've talked about modify sketch in the past with being able to scale your sketches and actually change the dimensions, the driving dimensions of your sketches. Well, here what we can do is we can go tools, sketch tools, modify, and then from the tools, sketch tools, modify command, we're going to choose to flip this thing. Now what'll happen is when you put your mouse over this node here, your mouse will change to a little, it looks like two perpendicular symbols, and that's indicating that you're going to flip the sketch, kind of like a mirror, but not leaving the original behind. And it's going to flip based on wherever this node is here. So what I like to do is I like to drag that node here to kind of where the original origin was. Let go of my mouse, that's a left mouse button, and drag. And then I go over here to this node, and then I right mouse button when I'm on this node here. Right mouse button, boom, that thing flipped over to that side. So now all we have to do is close the modify sketch command. Here you can see what that modify sketch command looks like. Close that, take this point, hold control, take the ellipse, pierce that bad boy into place. And now you see we've still got the rotational degree of freedom. So what we can do is we can take this line, hold control, take the original, and you can either make them collinear or make them parallel. I would probably make it parallel just to be a little bit more flexible, but in this case it doesn't matter. Collinear would work as well. So now I'm going to exit that sketch, and then I'm going to repeat that process with the profile that is tall. So I'm going to take this profile tall, hold control, choose the right plane, let go of control. I'm going to go to the command insert derived sketch. Now you see I've got an exact copy of the original. Here's the derived sketch. Now what I'm going to do is tools, sketch tools, modify. I'm going to take this, it's called the movable sketch origin. So I'm going to move this down here like so, and then I'm going to right mouse button on this node over here, which gives me that little flip indicator. Right mouse button, boom, that thing is flipped. Choose close, take this point, hold control, pick the ellipse, let go of control, pierce, and then I'm going to take this sketch. You can see it still has a freedom of rotation. So I'm going to lock that down by locking down this line. So this line, hold control, this line here, let go of control, make parallel, and boom, that thing is locked down. And now what's cool about this is that now we can do a loft. So I can say I want a loft from here to here. Make sure you choose them in similar, corresponding locations, to here, and then there's a check mark down here for close loft. Close loft. So I'm going to check that option on as well. Close loft. And then I'll go in here to guide curves and I'll pick the ellipse. So there we go. Now we've created this really cool lofted shape where it gets kind of taller and shorter on each side. Well, now what we can do is we can go to that sketch of the tall. So here's the profile for the tall. We can say edit sketch and we can make this like 35. So now you see it's much taller, and you can see that it changed not only on this side, but it also changed over here on this side on the derived sketch. So a couple of different tips there in this one single power move. Some of these things I've talked about before. Like I said, you can watch my video on the derived sketch. It's called quantum entanglement. It's a really cool feature in SolidWorks and definitely worth learning more about. But one thing that often comes up is when you are trying to do a closed loft or a mirrored type of a scenario, how can you get that derived sketch to flip? In the past, what I always did was I would always do the edit sketch plane trick. So I would have the derived sketch here, and then I would do edit sketch plane, push it over to here, and then edit sketch plane again, push it over to here. And that worked. You know, it got me to the destination, but I think you'll agree this is a much faster solution. So if you do agree, and if you like this power move, be sure to hit the like button on this video. Let me know down below in the comments if you learned anything cool from this video. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, if you like my style of teaching, be sure to visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We've got a lot of great training classes for SolidWorks users, including a CSWP prep class, so you can get your certification. And I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next TooTallToby Power Moves.